anything can go, it's up to the artist, but you have to ask yourself, what is it doing to the viewer and where their eye is being carried? So I wanted to complete that. Yeah, I'm still building on the darks. See how transparent they are? So instead of mixing my green with white, I'm happy to have the canvas shine through and be the light green that way. I can also mix the green with white. I'll just show you that there's two ways to get that. And I almost have the same color here, right? And so it's a good way that I can bring back that same color. So I don't know if that was another stroke, but let's count that. And you know, with the 37 stroke painting, it's meant to take some time. It's kind of nice to be able to sit with the painting and go, okay, what's my next move? Almost like a chess game. And considering large and small, have a variation in that. Line and shape. Where's the line? Where does it take you? Notice how I stopped here because I don't really want that to take you out yet. So these are things that you start to become intuitive as a painter as you practice. So really experience is everything. It's good to take classes, but if you continue to study a process perhaps that's outlined a certain way, then that's what'll dictate your painting. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. That's how we continue to do beautiful portraits and have wonderful rendered works that if it wasn't taught properly, we wouldn't know how to do it. But what about expression and emotion, and how do we bring that to our work? And so that's what I like to really try to encourage people to try, even if they are a highly realistic painter, to explore their brushwork and try to break things down into other elements besides subject. I know Robert Bateman, a highly realistic, famous BC artist that has a museum that I visited, has used abstract paintings as structure for his work. And he shared that with at a talk that he was at, that he uses abstract work and admires it. He actually feels his work is abstract because if you look closely at the shapes and things, they're abstractive shapes, and only a few little hairs that present the detail. It's almost not watery enough. Sometimes medium, it's a clear polymer that you can mix with the pigments, make it very thin. That can help it flow. So I have a lot more paint now. It extends the paint. So this hopefully maybe I'll have a lot on here to be able to cover more with. It'll be a little more transparent because the medium dries clear. So even though it's milky at first, it's going to dry clear. And I'm going to do what's called negative painting now. So I'm going to cut out little similar shapes that I saw there. I don't know if they were grasses. So I'm cutting around they're the same height, so I'm going to bring that one down. So I just cut in and around. I'm going to leave this line because I like it, this ochre. So whatever I like, I just leave. If there's some things that are too strong, I haven't lifted the brush, so if there's some things that are too strong, I'm going to tone them down eventually. But it may take a while to study how to do that. How am I going to tone them down? Because I could put a veil like this over them and allow them to disappear. It's basically run out of paint. But I can cover it that way, or I can go straight white and get a thick application of white paint, let it dry, and it's like a new canvas. So there's a lot of ways to change things that are shouting too much. The green and purple complement, or they're not completely complementary. They're purple and yellow are. So when I bring that yellow highlight to a certain area, that's going to be my focal point. So it might be here because this is already a nice dark. But it could be up there too. I could put a red up there. So there's a number of ways to bring attention to an area. I might as well fill the background maybe with a nice blue color up here. That's always easy. Put the sky in and you're good to go. I'm back out here ready to paint outdoors in the late fall as the salmon are coming up the creek and doing their last little effort here in their life cycle. And in the life cycle of a painting, there's a lot that goes on before we start painting and being inspired, taking a walk through the areas that we enjoy, and hopefully